That'll be better. Hey, hello. How are y'all doing, everybody? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. It's Tuesday. It's been a couple weeks since I've touched Magic on Tuesdays. So I figured, let's do some all of the one. Format's been like reasonably fun. Anthony Garnstrom, thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. Goodness, 66 months. Appreciate it a lot. But yeah, I hope you're all having a good time. Today's been like a pretty fun Magic day as far as like cards being shown off, so I'm in the mood for some Magic. There was a number of they showed off a number of bits from the upcoming Lord of the Rings crossover set. And their previous work has shown that they put a lot of effort into those crossovers to make them like both like interesting Magic cards and also fitting flavor wise. So has me excited. Goodness. Nick Themeron, thank you very much for gifting out 20 subs. Congrats, Freezing Fool, Kratok, Dr. Science, Undersoul, Weirdly Shaped Cat, Green Intern, Zardnine, Cecil Mo, Golkerneck, Crabspite, Lisa Cladberry, Nakamanaga, Devsis, Paradoxal, Spruce Zeus, Mordromus, Kinetic Gibbon, Useless Leggy Player, Dustbug, and Aaron Meow. I appreciate. Thinking about White Remand, hell yeah. That's gonna be that's a thing. Yeah, we're not gonna do anything with alchemy today. I don't really have any plans on touching that. Assumedly, this is the non-alchemy draft, right? Let me make sure I'm in the right spot. Yep. Okay. Cool. But yeah, yes. White Remand. White Remand in Modern. I think it's pretty nifty. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what we've got here in our current set. 6. Wow. Tom Bombadil Saga Tribal. I think that's actually like the coolest idea. Tom Bombadil walks up to you and starts talking about the Mirror Breaker, and you're like, I don't know who the hell you're talking about. Nice boots, though. Sorry, nice shoes. Alright, what do we got to start today? Mulcatter Purity Overseer, okay. This is Blade Splicer, which is quite good. Skull Dweller is another of our you never get this secondary effect on this that's like 3 artifacts, but you don't care because it's Blade Splicer. Right? Like, that's the power of it. Skull Dweller is obviously incredibly strong, really good 1-drop. I think it's between these two in my mind. Sprinter's like interesting. Thing with Skull Dweller is that Skull Dweller is really good 1-drop. And I find 1s to be kind of important. Might go this so that I'm not committed on double color this early. I don't know if this is correct because I think that's a slightly more powerful card, but ooh, okay. Venomous Brutalizer, Vraska's Fall, Crawling Chorus, Volt Charge, all look pretty good. Again, I could just like heavy go in on these good 1-drops. Venomous Brutalizer is actually pretty strong as well. Big toxic, big body. Golgari isn't the strongest combination, but it's far from the weakest. Vraska's Fall sits us in Tombadil. Thombadil. I think it's between these two. It's not Darkslick Shores, that's for sure. I don't really care about Darkslick Shores. These 3. Volt Charge is also real. know, I don't think I've done... I don't know if I've touched Golgari as much in here. I kind of like the Brutalizer. Battle Chair, Plague Nurse. Love me a Battle Chair. This one's very funny. It's not terribly good because it's so expensive. I'm actually a bigger fan of the Basilisk if we're going to stick around in green. And green looks pretty real to pick up. The fact that this is a 6 mana 4/4 that also... Or sorry, it is a 6/6. It's a 6 mana 6/6, which is real. It's +4/+4. But the equip is so very expensive. You're basically paying for... You're getting a battle Colossal Dreadmaw. I'm a little more looking like we're trying to do some toxic stuff. Plague Nurse would also be like reasonable here. Oil Gorger Troll. 1 part Dreadmaw, 1 part Mana Sink. Yeah. Here's one of those terrible blue rares. Blue has a couple problems in this set. One of them is its lack of good ones, and one of them is its lack of a lot of its rares that are kind of nothing. I don't like the 4/4. Lil Golger Troll is obviously strong, but we're a little like we're more poison than oil. And I kind of want to keep the black going here, so if I can keep that color combination in rotation, that'd be good. Plague Nurse is like okay. I'm not terribly impressed by this body. Centurion, I haven't had great times with. Considering Skitterling's okay. Plague Nurse is the worst Raw Priest in some ways, and in other ways, like, I mean, at the same time, that's, like, good enough in a lot of ways. Might just be like, let's try to commit on the toxic plan and see if that, like, keeps people off of it maybe a little more. Seeing a lot, no red. A lot of not terribly great blue and some okay white. Definitely on this Basilisk. Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing is... four drops that die to slash. Wish Slowbad was good. I'm worried about our black here. We're not seeing a ton of... Okay, here's at least a card I'm happy to have in a deck. Hive Master is like a reasonable 3. We have no 2-drops, which is basically terrible for me. That sounds like I'm in an unplayable situation. Alright, let's fix that up. Copper Legs or Fleshless Gladiator. Both of these are going to be fine. We got the Phyrexian Skeleton or the Phyrexian Spider. I'm going to go with the long legs. Alright. Okay, I'm still not 100% where I'm at here. There's nothing in here that tells me, great, my color is exactly what I want it to be. It's just sort of good. And I don't think Oil Gorger Troll does anything in this deck. We don't have any oil at the moment, which makes it kind of a bad 5. Better with the Scrap Trap there instead. We definitely need some 2s. If we're in this setup, I'm looking for the 1/1 flyer. Doesn't Geth lose you the game a lot of the time? This is a card that like just gets your ass killed because you -1/-1 your team. Cinder Slash, Ravager, Ruthless Predation, actually. Powerful red, obviously. Mere convert also ain't bad. This thing, nice ramp, get us to like brutalize around 3. I like the removal. I know that could stick well, especially with our bits here. I think it's like that versus like Ravager versus Convert. Try and stick us in here. I feel like the fixing in this set's a little harsh. Okay. Alright, I'm a little more willing to try a fix for Reiver. Like, obviously that 5/5 is like a powerful... Look at all the blue in this pack, too.
It's a pack that was like half blue from the start.
Yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blue cards opened, and they picked probably the only red card if I had to guess. Yeah, I'm willing to try this. We can hopefully, like, try to get green to back us up a little bit more in here, and then, what does this do?
Creature and or land, put them into your hand. If X is more, put them onto the battlefield instead. Battlefield or hand, if you'd prefer that.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's pretty rough to use in... Well, I guess... Even if this is just 2, this is still dig through 2, possibly grab 2.
Well, it grabs... It's again, weird part on this card is it's X plus 1. Like,
yeah, so that's why you play 1 green for 2. That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
So, even by itself, it's actually not bad.
Yeah, I'm not hating on that. Atrocity. How much stuff do I have at top end? I think the oil gorger's out.
I would like you to know, by the way, by my presence being here, this is now an official cat stream because I do have her right next to me.
Ah, cat stream, yes. Excellent. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 1 hasty threat. Okay. Alright.
Okay, your green's feeling pretty...
I'm actually...
interesting.
I'm worried about picking the 7 drop.
A big one instead of the 2.
Because our 2 drops are currently 1 card. I feel like I need
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Like, yeah, I love having a card like this that if you connect with it, the game basically ends. But we need to get the 7 to do that. So...
And this is a reasonably aggressive format. It's not like it's super likely to get to that 7. The 2 is more useful in the abstract.
Yeah. Alright, Vraska's Fall. This is fine.
Is there like any 2-color fixing in a land in this set? Like, at all?
There's a Evolving Wilds, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, Serious Reverb, thanks for the sub. Scheming Aspirant seems like it actually gets a job done in here when we've got a couple bits that the Scrap Trap, the Brutalizer, and the Copper Longlegs all proliferate.
Yeah, black-green is the proliferate plan, if I remember right. You're supposed to get as much of that stuff as you can go.
Black, green, and blue touches on it too. Or blue does it as well. Venser and Scheming Aspirant are the 2. I'm gonna grab Prism here as a way to include. I want to include a couple ways to fix for our Blade Hold if we're going to be able to play this card. So, and Geth Wheels. The fact that this is just -1/-1 your team feels so goddamn bad. Like, we're not in constructed where you can work around it.
Yeah, that's
the main issue.
I could see a white-black play, like, deck playing Geth and Elesh Norn together to just, endlessly recur double ETBs.
Yeah, I can absolutely see, like, a really strong constructed deck where you're doing some sort of fun build around with it. But
it's just not a limited card at all. It just kills your team.
Like, all your creatures turn off, and you're like, oh, okay. All right, Monument.
I mean, with the existence of mites and the number of pikers and Blades of the First Pride in this set, like, Geth just wipes your own board.
Here we got a lot of different options. So Necrogen Communion's actually a card I've grown on a lot as time has gone on. The Siphoner is a way for us to continuously get in. And then, like, you have, like, decent green down at the bottom. Then we have Journeyer's Kite with, like, 1 million lines of text outside of being Journeyer's Kite, but really you're just here for Journeyer's Kite.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna just go here with Communion. If you curve weirdly with this, you can do some really rude stuff.
White green.
I don't know
This
if
is the anti-poison card. That's right.
I don't know if I can splashing a 4-drop is a much different question than splashing a 2-drop. Much like
Yeah,
if it's,
and-
if it's splashing this. Also, if I want to fix up some mana here, Mere Convert looks like a really interesting grab. Incubation Sec gets the job done too. Same with Rat. Yeah, if you would be poisoned, take 1 poison, then you can't be poisoned. We'll grab Convert here to try to fix things up. Dune Mover.
Malira just kind of exists to be Watch Wolf, is the idea. It would just be playing Watch Wolf, basically, in your deck.
Yeah, Watch Wolf that might have, like...
There's also Terramorphic down there.
Oh, I think getting some more lands in here, I think actually does a little bit more to give us some power in the deck, rather than having to take up a main slot, you know what I mean?
On the other hand, that does say proliferate, so if you want to play
True.
play into that as well. So
Yeah.
there is a choice here.
I might grab the Terramorphic because it's something that we don't have, and that okay.
Oh, cat is done with being pet.
Huh. Feeling the white looking really open on the cards we do, because I passed up a Duelist of Deep Faith in the last pick as well. With how heavy our deck is in toxic cards, I actually think Singer can do a lot even coming down late.
Yeah, that's fair.
It would either be Basilisk, which would be our 3rd Basilisk. Okay, and then we get Rot Priest. All right.
All right. I feel like this is starting to come together.
Now we're finding some cards that really push us in a full direction here. Rot Priest with Basilisk is very good. Rot Priest with things like Hive Master, stuff that like wants to push forward with that Death Touch is really good.
You are still splashing the white, but this does mean you have green, white, black, green, and black, white in your mana cost now.
Yeah.
Doom Mover helps.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dune Mover is also a toxic creature too. The other card, funnily enough, the other card I would want here would be the Flesh Cutter, but
and it's also a 2-drop, so it helps that too.
Yeah, I think we're
the Flesh Cutter is great.
Yeah, we're looking a lot better.
I have to imagine that white dried up and people are not like picking white very highly right now for why Flesh Cutter is still here.
Yeah, I think a couple people. White is a little bit of one of the more heavily drafted colors in this set.
Yeah.
Your kind of order as far as like what people are doing generally. I'm gonna pick up this Unnatural Restoration. This card's like fine. The stuff you're seeing is usually at the top of the line. Like people are fighting over Gruul because Gruul has just like creatures that are above the curve. Like the common in green has a 3-mana 3/3 that grabs a land or proliferates. Things like that. Whereas, wow. You ever think like, damn, I picked my colors right.
Your colors are perfectly right. Fuck.
Damn,
wow.
I picked my. That's pretty good, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah, not feeling too bad about that. Seeing stuff like that, but no. The second to Gruul is every white combination. White, red, white, black kind of lead that. Oh, nice. Happy to get Thirsting Roots. This is another piece of fixing to make me feel better about our couple white inclusions.
Yeah, you actually now have like 5 pieces of fixing. It's not, you've managed to turn this into a deck that's pretty capable of it.
Yep, makes me feel better about that. And both of the splashes are going to be like pretty powerful cards that work well together. They're both Team Pump. They're both
They make the mites that the hero, the Bane, they pump those. They become tutus.
yep. So good. Heck, 3 2s after with the battle cry on there.
Oh yeah, good point.
So like we get to go wide. But yeah, so white is pretty heavily drafted because white has not only a lot of like good aggressive tools, but like sticky aggressive tools.
Mhm.
And then
Part of the whole consistent effort to power white up that has been happening in the past 3 years has been making white has been pretty good in basically every limited set that they've done in the past 3 years as well, except for like what Crimson Vow um and the other one that I don't remember the name of, Midnight Hunt.
Midnight Hunt. In Midnight Hunt, I'm trying to think now in that format. What was the? I remember in Midnight Hunt, Gruul was quite bad. Yeah, I can't wait for
Yeah.
White Remand either. Like, damn,
Yeah,
what a
white
card!
finally.
What a
That's
card!
finally promising that white is tertiary and counter spells.
Yeah, right. Like finally, like that's actually like real instead of something that like a developer has just said 20 times in a row. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
there's
like
a difference
white
between
remand.
claiming it and
Yeah.
doing it.
Also, it is a counter spell that feels very white, so that's perfect. Like it makes sense. Being able to do it temporarily is always felt to me like the way that white should get counters, and yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Either white or red. I feel like red also doing that would also make sense, but red not getting counter spells is kind of like an important thing with whole red and blue being,
Yeah.
enemy colors.
Yeah, they also right as mentioned the what is it, reprieve, the name
Yeah, it's
on
reprieve.
the name on the white remand not being specifically tied to the setting, like you cannot pass the other trick they showed off, meaning that like they can reprint it outside of that's like
Yeah.
it's a much like the choice. So if you take a look at dual lands, you'll see this sometimes. But the Ravnica is a good, funny and kind of funny choice of it. Rav duels are all named to be generic. Godless Shrine, Sacred Foundry, Overgrown Tomb, a tomb, a shrine, a pool. Things that are just like generic. Like,
But then you have things like the Strixhaven ones, which are
like
very specific to Strixhaven.
we're in Darkslake Shores was in this draft earlier, things like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like Copperline Gorge. Those are cards that can't fit in, and that was a problem they had with like Painlands, were cards they wanted to bring around.
Caves of Koilos is specific to Koilos.
Yavimaya Coast.
Yeah. A lot of Dominaria specific names and all the
Adarkar
Painlands.
Wastes.
Yeah.
I need like one more card in here. What's my curve look like? Do I want more? I want like a Grimnark, or twos are looking fine. I'll just put Green Suns in. Sure.
Sure, yeah. That kind of just fits in and of itself. No problem. And speaking of the Lord of the Rings cards, Sam as well, being a flash piker that has almost regrowth on it.
Yeah, like pick up. I don't remember if it's like
it's a permanent card.
So
you can't grab. Yeah, you can't grab. I think it's just permanent card from your graveyard. I don't think it's conditional.
I had assumed the funny bit was that the Shockland's not getting printed outside of Revenant sets until Infinite. Yes, that was my end funny bit on that, is that they gave the Shocklands generic names and they have never printed them in another, like they're always in Ravnica, like the other times that they've been printed were like Unfinity, which is an unset, and like Masterpiece.
Put different graveyard the battlefield this turn.
Yeah, from this. That's why Sam has Flash.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I am already like on the few cards we already have from that set. I'm already like this is already true on like the other universes beyond products that they've shown off. It's very clear that they're putting heavy effort into making these cards like not just a cheap tie-in. And this has been true.
Yeah, they're making
of, like,
them.
This has been true that they've been going on, in a lot of them. The Transformers cards in Near Brothers War, the Warhammer decks. A lot of these.
The Warhammer decks are some of the best designed commander decks they ever made. Like straight up, like the they put a lot of effort into those. The there's a lot of like the Transformers cards are fun. They're fun and interesting. The fact that Starscream makes your opponent the monarch so you can steal it is amazing.
I love that
right?
so much. Of course, Starscream needs to be able to steal the monarchy from somebody. So that sort of thing. So like, you have like these unique designs that also like feel correct for like what character, property, etc. that they're going for. Is a bit that I think like this looks fine.
It's good for two reasons, I feel like. One, it means that those are actually kind of cool. They're fun, you know. But also two, it means because they're also usually very specifically designed top down for those cards, they put in mechanics they would not normally do into them, So they don't really genuinely steal design space from the rest of what they could do.
Yeah.
Because it's not stuff that they would normally put into a card in Magic. Like, things like, and then the ring tempts you, that they've been doing on this, right? If you've been tempted by the ring 4 times and you lose the game.
Yeah.
That's very specific to the content of what they're making there. It's not going to change anything going forward for them.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm just pushing. Have fun. We have death touch creatures and flyers.
And toxin, and like you're just really, they're already corrupted at this point. So like
we're at 50%.
Yeah.
And I've got 3 proliferates in hand. Yeah, you want to hit me with that? Hit me with that, please.
Flawless. All right, they have lost at this point. Because proliferate alone will kill them after you hit.
All right, put them on 8. Block, put them on 9. They die.
Yeah.
And I can predation on a Death Toucher to get anything out of the way for flyers. Well.
I see that they're mono green proliferate. Interesting.
One of the other Universes Beyond products that has a neat like bit like that where you get to see, this is like cool, really kind of unique design that also is like doing fun things with the cards, are the Street Fighter ones that they did.
Yeah.
Which have
Speaking of, Zangief will kick your ass.
Things like Chun-Li having multi-kicker, or Ryu having the untap symbol because it's a quarter circle.
Yeah. They're being fun about it, and I really appreciate that. All right, so that's a reach.
I think I've actually been...
I think you attack anyway with everything, right? Like, do you care that much?
I think I lose
Something's
too much
gonna get
that. Well, because they'll just let the 4/4 through, and that doesn't actually poison them. I think I'm actually...
Yeah, I guess...
I think I'm just shipping. I mean, we have another proliferate here for just the end of the game, so I'm not worried. Like, but that specific trick, Timer Stand is very powerful, and making this indestructible. Okay, another 3/3 haste. Yeah, so I'm just gonna block with my 4/4 and my Death Toucher now. So get these off the table so that I'm not like dying, and then that dies.
And then you Thirsting Roots and just win, right?
Yeah. So then Thirsting Roots has text. It could go get me. Oh, thanks. Proliferate, please. Come on, you have to proliferate yourself in response. the responsible thing to do. Damn it.
Yeah, you sack this, proliferate yourself, and then, you know, do it to yourself. You give yourself the 10th counter.
I absolutely had fun with that match. Our opponent like had mono green. They had a strong setup, but they really faltered early. Like they drew that spider way too late, whereas that would have been like a really nice card for them to have just on 2 to sort of stuff some of the aggression we were pushing at them. All right, but yeah, so like just of the designs they showed off today, you know, things like Gandalf having a bunch of like kind of interesting tricks and then just leaving, like I'm out later. I'm gonna go fall down a hole now. Or like the Ring having like an ever-growing, you know, temptation of how deep you want to go on cards.
Yeah, the burn encounters of it goes all the way. Like it's just okay. You draw a card for every burn encounter, but also lose a life for every one of them on it.
Yep,
and you can't get rid of them unless you just have a way to move the counters.
Yeah. And also, it gives you like a. That's such a good draw there.
That's excellent.
It gives you also gives you sure, move some dunes. But the design there also has like the fun bit where it has the invisibility on come in, where you get protection from everything until your next turn. Which, if you could set up like a loop where you can recast that every turn, you can just keep yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Oof.
Actually, I wonder. They did reveal Sauron too. Can Sauron do that?
Sauron. So they showed off. One of the things they showed off is they showed off the cards they showed off were like, you know, it's like, okay, here's Samwise, the stalwart, at the end of the journey. They're doing the Brothers War thing where there's multiple copies of them. The Sauron they showed is from the starter decks, and it has Threaten on come into play, red, black, 1, +2/+0 your team, and
each opponent loses 2 life.
Each opponent loses 2 life. And like the
that is that's Sauron right before he dies and loses the ring.
Because he's actually missing fingers.
Yeah, he's missing his fingers. Yeah, because they got cut off by whichever one of the many elves that was. I forget, or not elf.
No, that was.
I think that was actually not an elf. That was the.
That was the.
That was Aragorn's ancestor.
Yes. Whose name is completely eluding me right now. I can give this creature Toxic 1 million.
Sure can. A 1/5 that deals 4 toxic poison counters on
Isildur, yeah, that sounds right.
Isildur, right.
Our opponent's on 4 colors. They Terramorphed for blue.
Oh.
Alright,
Also, of course, them being the one media company that's not fucking cowards, and they made a Tom Bombadil card.
Tom Bombadil. I love the choice they made with Tom Bombadil as well. I think it's very cool.
Yeah, being the Saga Lord, that's actually a really fun idea.
All right, so this is 5 toxic if I land. They could have an Atraxa, you're right.
And, of course, again, Tom Bombadil is the art. His coat is blue and his boots are yellow.
His boots are yellow. Okay, then.
They have to have something. They're not gonna just take 4 by poison, right? Like, really?
Okay, up to 6.
Interesting.
Good luck.
That connects again, you're just dead, opponent.
Yeah. Okay, so they can hit me for 7, whatever. Yeah, +1/+1. So they can hit me for 7. I don't care about that because I can kill Senior Dancer with a Ruthless Predation if I need to get through. They have to chump me. This card has Toxic 5. Well, Toxic 2, and then whatever creature control with Toxic deals damage to a player gets additional. Anyway.
Toxic 5. With that touch as well.
Yeah,
if you want to do that as backup.
Yeah, they have one card left in hand. Alright, how far in are they going?
Not quite fully committed, but pretty committed.
That's fine, because what I can do is I can Predation their flyer and force the Sinew Dancer to block. And if they have to block with their tapper, they're in a bad position.
Mm-hmm.
This card has Summoning Sickness. They're not tapping me right now. They have some sort of combat trick right now. And that's a little worrying. What is this? +2/+2 and draw a card? I'm happy if they use it. I certainly don't want them to have it. Thank you. Thank you! That would have stuffed my Predation. Okay.
Can you only activate the Death Touch thing as a sorcery?
Well, I don't have double green is the problem.
Ah, right. Okay, so you'd need to draw forest to be able to do both.
Correct. That's like drawing a forest. And yeah, this card is a sorcery. Okay. I guess let's go Prism for
well,
a card.
I meant that you would have been able to do both, specifically if what do we call it? You know, you Ruthless Predation, and then in response to them doing that, you activate the Death Touch thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they had gone for that plus.
Yeah. So they do have to chump here. There's no alternative.
Yeah, they have to block with their Dancer, which is great, because that's a tapper that would have, like, you know, won the game.
That would have ended you. Yeah, you would have lost at that point, because there's not really much you could do about it aside from get it out of dead.
Okay. 2 cards in hand, both basically unknowns. They were drawn on late turns. Okay, that lets them push for 6 right now. The Glider actually could kill me through damage is a problem I currently have. Because they can plus.
This is coming down to the wire.
Yeah, because they can +2/+2 Annex Sentry. That becomes a 3/6. Then they can attack with. I've scared them.
They're being very cautious.
I've scared. Okay, and they have a 1/1 on the ground that. Oh, wow. That caution pays off because I put down a must block. How do we want to deal then? If I play Gulping Scrap Trap, that would... There's no one creature in my deck that wins it right on the spot, right? Like, there's... Like, Twilight for 5 doesn't really do anything other than... Like... Slam a creature into play. I'm gonna go with the Scrap Trap here. Oh, wait, This isn't, I need a toxic creature, that's my problem.
Toxic Flyer would also help.
I guess
specifically?
I guess I'm going for Green Suns for 5. Plague Nurse is a lethal threat. Okay. I had to go through some thinking on like what their attacks look like next turn. I need 2 blockers to make sure I don't die to that glider. In some awkward ways. If they all outed, I would go to 1 here. If they have any way of doing anything that alters that 1, I'm dead. So removal spell kills me. Palm spell kills me, etc., etc. But the thought process here is that now I have, like, a couple different ways in where, like, if Plague Nurse or hits, they go to 9, and then I could proliferate, perhaps. Atrocity might be able to sneak it through. They could attack for 3 in the air and then try to kill me next turn. That might be the most effective line they have. I'm immune to an edict because the Rot Priest can rebuy. All right, and they're working through all these lines on their own here. We're seeing that they're thinking about what they can attack with, can't attack with. The glider is actually just this really powerful threat against what we have. If they push anything else towards me, oh, okay.
All right, all in.
Okay, I think this is incorrect. They actually
unless
no,
they have
no,
some
no because
backup, right?
no they pumped correctly. They have 5 on us.
Yep.
Yes, they do have it.
They
okay,
do.
so because my blocks here would be like this and this. Okay, yeah. The problem was that none of our actions stopped that play, which is why I had to go for that green sun. I was hoping to grab like just the 1/1 flyer would have been a good enough thing to turn off this, but yeah, this is a really close one. Like obviously 19 doesn't look it, but the fact that we have so many lethal threats against them.
Yeah, it was very much a either player connect win at that point.
It also shows off the absolute heavy hitting power of Annex Sentry. Just a wildly strong uncommon. What were they splashing? I would guess Atraxa. That color combination screams, I am splashing Atraxa.
Mm-hmm.
They were 1 mana off of it. You know, it's all 4 colors other than red. You know, and their deck seemed to be pretty solidly like, yeah, this looks fine. Rot Priest on curve looks good with Basilisk. I'm missing a 2, but, like, I'm accepting what we have here. Restoration with cards as powerful as Rot Priest and Brutalizer is pretty good. Alright, hopefully this is like oil. I did not want to see something that beat a Basilisk in combat. Because I don't want them to be leaving that back. If they attack, Rot Priest can kind of make it bounce off. I want to hit them next turn for poison is kind of the setup here. I see. Sure. That's fine.
Well, they're spending that on that. That's not that bad.
Yeah. It could have been on the Brutalizer, and that would have been a lot worse. Rot Priest has enough toughness to not die to it. They don't have a second. They didn't have any effect there. Okay, Boros. The combination doesn't immediately scream if it was Boros or if it was Gruul, but the Barbed Batterfist is a little bit more. Okay, yep, sure.
A little bit more Boros because it's an equivalent creature, right? Just in general.
Yeah. Now it's hard to attack here because even if I Death Touch, like...
Yeah, you can only kill one of them.
I can only kill one. I think I'm fine just playing out the Brutalizer here.
Yeah, the advantage, of course, is that, I mean, you can possibly last them out. They are Boros. It's not like it's a long-term game plan.
Right. They've got, like, a draw and a land. They have a couple, like, using these equipment speeds, they have a bit more, like, reach on their creatures in the sense that they can... Or they can have a Dominus. Okay.
Okay. Okay, yeah. you're dead.
I want to say
pretty
that's
sure.
the end of the game, because they can. Here's a trick. This can pay 4 life and sack 2 artifacts or creatures. They can just sack the equipment now that it's done its job. Damn. I'm gonna block here because we can rebuy. But like, how am I beating this in combat ever? If I attack with Brutalizer, they'll take 4 and sack the equipment to turn the Dominus on. The only out I have to the Dominus in the deck would be like Edict if they're out of creatures. I could get them to do that. I'm just trying to think how we win from that position. You know? Get them to slip up and maybe be a bit more aggressive than they should be. Let's get them to do it first. Perhaps my... Oh, no, they actually... Oh, they don't have it right now. Yes. Sorry, I thought this one was free. They all have varied... Not only do they all have varied costs, there's a misprint on the green one.
Oh.
The green one of these... by the way, this is equivalent if I had done this pre or post combat. We would have got 1 extra from the Raw Priest or 1 extra from the Proliferate. Okay, our Wincon is sidestepping this then, hopefully. Unless they play some equipment, because this is doubling season. Or, I guess, not exactly doubling season. It's the token part of it, rather than the counterpart. But no, the green Dominus, on one of its full arts, has a 1 added on it.
Whoops.
So the card is supposed to be like Phyrexian, do its thing, but on one of its like alt arts, it's Phyrexian 1. Which, like, damn, that sucks. Whoops. Okay. I don't think this attack is very good. Now, the problem is we don't have a ton to... Okay. All right. I was going to say we don't have a ton to threaten here with, but now all of a sudden we do. They have to block or they go to 8 poison. Okay.
The oil slick version. Okay.
Yes.
Yep, that's the one that has the misprint on it. All of the others have the green Phyrexian and so on. That's the only one that has a 1 accidentally put in front of it.
Oh, I thought it has so many cards that work well with Mondrak, huh?
Yeah, I think your opponent probably first picked Mondrak and then just grabbed every single 4 Mirrodin card.
Yeah, it even works with our buddy here, because, like, with Chimney Rabble, now they just have a bunch of 1/1s to block me. What are my outs? Thank you. Did I put green Spellbomb in here? Green Spellbomb, I think, would do it. No, it puts them to 9. No blocks. We're going to see if we can win next turn. Near Convert. Yeah, to win this game, we definitely are going to have some sort of, like, mistakes made by our opponent.
Certainly possible.
Alright, if they leave too few blockers back and maybe we sneak through that way. Even on 4, with Rot Priest and Plague Nurse, our reach is actually a lot heavier than it looks. They also, if they recognize it, and aren't afraid of my last card in hand, they could try to kill me by equipping that tutu. Alright. Yep, sure, that's fine. Because now they have three threats, they're all 4s, but the hope is that we get them to leave back 1 block. Okay, well, we can't live in that world. Damn, if we had like an edict here, we could punish and maybe kill on the crackback. But as is, you know.
Yeah, it's not in the cards.
No, that's all right. Damn, very powerful. Not again, like they didn't do the indestructible set, but you can see that like with these pieces of equipment that already are token makers, it's kind of weird that the Dominus is best with all the Firmyrden cards. Like that's its that's where it has synergy, you know.
Because it's like, mites are fine, and that's probably like the intended like use for it, is generating extra mites. But generally, a 2/2 who actually can block is more useful, you know.
Especially like doubling up those could be a lot more of a threat.
Yeah, I mean, doubling up a 2/2 that can block versus 1/1s that can't, you know. It's just inherently stronger. It's like 4 times versus twice. This hand isn't great.
Yeah, their restoration's really bad over on the 7th as a nothing. Like this is the fact it's 5 land and a mulligan. It has all colors in case we see that. I think this might be a mistake. Well, okay, now we got all colors for real.
You're playing against a snow-covered island.
This does not look like a snow-covered island to me. I'm gonna lie to my opponent. I like doing that.
Oof.
Hive Master's at least a real card, a body that I'm happy to see. But yeah, when I say that I'm lying to my opponent, I like to put down my like splash colors first to make our opponent think, "Oh no, we're the rats."
That's the giant boss rat that makes all of the rules.
We were never winning this one. That's fine.
Let's see what kind of trouble that they can get into.
We're the rats. That was top 5, by the way. I want you to know that that was literally their top 5.
And they got 2 of them.
They got 2 rats on top 5.
They picked tribal rats.
Look, our opponent was just clearly more powerful than us. There's nothing that could be done about that.
Pile of rats.
No, siphoner. Sure.
I mean, ain't nothing stronger than a pile of rats. Ask anyone who played Return of Ravnica Limited, whichever one.
Yeah. I mean, also like, you know, I'm thinking of the like this just what's the most scary thing you can run into playing like Dark Souls? It's like hell. I'm sorry, you actually are in red. Okay, you know. Hell Killer, the strongest, the final dragon, or 4 rats. Like, I'm pretty sure 4 rats will kill you more effectively than any other bit there.
Dark Souls 1 especially.
All right, we're not dead yet. I refuse for this to be over. We can do it. Crap. Uh-oh, we can't do it anymore. That exiled. Well, I think the rats got us.
Yeah, I think you got stuffed by rats and also by
It makes me feel a lot better than that. Like the draws here are like you know, this sucks. But like not the worst. We're able to make a lot of do with what we have. We weren't winning a game where our opponent plays Karumotics and +2s. And then, like,
yeah, and gets +2 cards off of it. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculously strong.
10-10. Excellent. I want to know how many rats they had.
That's a good question. That might have just been like the luckiest pull in the world. Like,
or were they on 10? Or are they like 10 rat? Right? Like,
if they pulled that off, that's impressive. Because I don't even know how many rats are actually in this set.
We'll take our pack.
I gotta go let my cat out because she is done hanging out for now.
Okay, I'm gonna see what events are sitting around here. No. Okay, they must have already taken down the all be one.
She just needed to get her pets in.
Yes, those are the only rats in the set.
3 rats total, including yeah, okay.
In the entire set, the rats are the rat they played, the rat they revealed, and the rat they revealed. That's every rat in the set.
Nice. It's very unlikely that they had more than like 5 total rats in the deck then.
Yeah.
Getting like 2 of each or like 3 of one, and yeah, but
the bit with alchemy drafting, alchemy is arena only cards. I'm not a fan of them in draft because they don't seem to be made for they're not designed for the draft format. Usually,
let me tell you about an uncommon that gets you 1 of 15 cards, and 7 of them are mythic rares. That's dope.
That is
that's a mind control. That's pretty solid.
That's real strong. It's also I think the biggest thing it's competing with is Hexgold Wings. Obviously a strong card here. Volcharge too. You just want Nuke Cabana to suck even more, yeah. But the alchemy
you want Nuke Cabana to be dominated by a single color even more because it's just like play white or die in alchemy, especially.
Yeah, but yeah. So the alchemy cards themselves are an interesting idea. It's just that blue is generally agreed that it's kind of the weakest place to be in this format. It sucks because I hate having to pass this Sentry. It's one of the best win conditions. The problem is that blue has some trouble keeping up with the aggressive lines that a lot of the decks have.
It's a classic example of the best plan that it supports is weak to the general speed of the format.
Yeah, and also it's very unfocused. Yeah, not being focused. If I want to go blue-white, I can pick up Crawling Chorus and try to be aggressive that way. If I want to, Sail Bomb's also a way to do that. Infectious Bite. God, what does Simic do in this format? I think Proliferate's its thing. I have no idea what Simic does in this format. Well, alright, what does Simic do in this format? Whenever a creature comes into play under your control, pay 2 Proliferate. Also, this is a very, very good body.
Yeah, solid.
That's a bird.
That is a bird. That's a bird if I've ever seen one. And I know birds.
I mean, you think of what a bird looks like in your mind's eye. There it is, bird.
That has all the elements of bird,
starfish.
and Head.
Head.
Z.
Well, what does Simic do in this format? I don't know.
I don't know. It just kind of does stuff.
You just... all right, so I've pictured two birds in my head. Well... Yeah, birds. This is so strange, because, like, blue doesn't do toxic at all, so... Unplayable blue rare, as usual. Oh, okay. This is a good example of, like, blue cards that are much more behind the curve, too. Well, black has the common 4/4 at 5 that proliferates on come in and leave. This, well, you know, it proliferates. Let's get some bodies that keep us alive. That's probably going to be Necrosquito. I think we're just going to be proliferate the deck. I think that's what's going on here. Could pick up the Spore Singer, but I kind of like having a 2-drop that does anything. Oil Gorger Troll actually does work in this color combination because blue does have oil counters. So we could get this one working. Now we don't have any of the current pool here, but that's okay. Cultivator, yeah, Cultivator's fine. This card does a lot more work than it looks like it should.
Oh yeah, blue-green is supposed to be oil counters, right?
One of its things, Cephalopod Sentry made it back around. I guess we can get the oil going on and see if that works out for, like, just being slippery. Find some blue cards that like it. We want, like, that bird. I guess we can pick up this thing. This thing does care. This thing's funky. This thing's really weird.
It becomes an artifact creature until end of turn.
Yeah, so you pilot it with oil.
Gotcha. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, right. It's an alternative way to pilot a vehicle. Gotcha.
Yes, and also it having an oil counter might matter for, you know, like Oil Gorger Troll, Proliferate, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we found some singularly nice cards for this. I like the Observer, I like the Twilight. The Trolls could work out if we can find some more green or blue bodies that like it. This card's very good.
Troll Warrior. It's a 5-mana 3/4 with gain 3 life. Draw a card if you control him. Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. So
oil liker.
If it has oil, then it's very strong. If it doesn't have oil, it's not like bad.
I mean, it's specifically 5-mana 3/4 and limited that gains life is like playable and limited.
Counterspell, Retrofitter. This is like one of the only toxic blue cards. Turns artifacts on the 4/4s. Again, when I kind of mentioned that blue is sort of like without focus, this is one of the cards that shows it, where it's like, okay, it has toxic.
Meltweb Strider isn't a. Is Meltweb Strider not an artifact normally? It's got to be, right?
It is.
Okay. It mentions artifact creature in there, and I was like, really? That's interesting, because normally they would just say becomes a creature.
The Retrofitter, we would need some earlier things. I think that's the card I like the most out of here. Perhaps we can find some metal to make it a little better. I could have also picked up the Kite. The Observer is nice, though, in that, like, it gives us a long-term plan. Thrumming Bird. Thrumming Bird's really weird in here, because in a good chunk of scenarios, it's worse than a creature with Toxic 1.
Yeah.
Because this is a set without +1/+1 counters. It only has oil counters. And you have to have your deck... Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
Okay, now we're talking. That's pretty solid.
Wait a minute.
Venerated Rock Priest, as I believe last time I was here, we talked about it. This is the all-star of a very powerful deck now, right? Like,
well, very hit or miss, like, because you
you need this card in your opener, basically.
Yeah, it's a deck that kind of folds if you... Oh, here we go. This is a card that really works with what we have going on here.
Yeah, now we're talking.
This is a way to make our proliferate into damage. Yeah, Mesmerizing Dose also, like, legit removal plus proliferate, but I'd rather have the creatures that want to proliferate first. Yeah, like 3 different toxic decks. Yeah, its biggest thing is just that, like, if you go all in on, like, the Simic version with a bunch of, like, pump spells, if you don't draw it, it's just so bad. Seachrome Coast.
Did you get that blue-white flyer? I don't think you did, right?
No, I did not. Is that like a Dune mover? For like prologue, for like poisoning our opponent? I think I'm okay moving a Dune. Well. This is a card that's really powerful with our Retrofitter, but, like, we're just not set up for a 1-drop off color.
Yeah, I would imagine that the Monument would have been, like, unbelievably good in Brothers War, but here it's just too slow.
Yeah, Journeyer's Kite was in Brothers War, and it was a nice card to have.
Yeah, Journeyer's Kite, I played actually a fair number of times. I feel like people very much underestimated how useful it would be.
Communion still going around. Okay, back 3. Let's finish this deck up. Koth, how you doing? All right. Okay.
Hello, Koth. Mr. Von Hammerclan. Ooh, okay, here we go.
Yeah, so not only is this a card that, like, it's Experiment 1 without its weird regenerate clause, but also it works with all the proliferate that's sitting around in our deck. The other choice here would be Contagious Vorak, which is a wildly strong common. But, like, this works with, you know, having...
yeah, it's very much on plan, and there's it's an early drop as well, which is actually just important in and of itself.
Yeah, get things moving as things roll. Oil Gorger Troll loves it. The Anatomist actually likes it a lot because it has 5 toughness and the ability to proliferate. There's a lot in here that works well with it. Okay. Blister Zoa, it looks like it's like a cool oil payoff, but it has this problem where the top right of the card says 6.
Yeah, it's a 6 that wants to die, right? Like, if that was enters the battlefield, draw that many, that thing would be hot nuts. But
yeah,
because it would also be a 6-mana 4/4 flyer that does that.
Right, because I'm a lot more on like Fisher here. 5 mana flyer immediately draws. It doesn't obviously it's not advantage. I'm going with Scrap Gorger here because this is a really good ramp piece. That also is oil.
Yep.
This card specifically oils up, and
I feel like there's a problem with the oil deck, and it's because they went flavorful for it. a little bit of I think the idea behind oil is that a single drop of oil is supposed to come, get out of control because that's the whole point behind the glistening oil, right?
Hmm.
And because that's what happened to Mirrodin in general. But I feel like that means that they made the oil sources and oil payoffs both a little bit rarer than they should have.
Yeah, well, it's one of the things that makes Gruul as strong as it is, because, like, take a look at the cards in here. Like, these are both incredibly powerful one-drops that are oil-heavy, and then, like, you just kind of play those with cards that are already worthwhile. Having a second evolving adaptive here is really cool. Damn it, it's a mobilizer! This is Tumble Magnet for one more. And if we have a way of keeping this rolling, yeah. I was looking at the Cinder Slash because, like, we could maybe move some dunes for that. Watcher's also, like, fine, but I actually like this a lot. Okay. Fine bird. Wow.
Wow, that's late for that. Dang.
This is, in general, the card I'm scared most of out of a Boros deck. Don't hate having...
I want to say that card is maybe one of the most Boros cards of all time.
Right, Equipment Liker, Token Liker.
With Double Strike specifically.
Double Striker. Sure, I guess we'll blisters. Alright, Red Suns just doesn't really get there. Okay. That's fine. I have two bringing the end. Oh, I'll play that. It's awkward. We're heavier blue, but our early drops are all green. Okay, we can have some good runaway starts with this deck. Immobilizer, Blue Suns, Trawler Drake. Raptor, Dose. Spell Bomb. Probably play a Fisher in here. Alright. So we've got evasion, we've got some counter spells, we have a couple pieces of removal, we've got a mind control, that's always nice to have. Yeah. We've got some funky combat trick. We've got some funky aggression. Sweet. I'm in. Mantises would have been good in this, yeah. Howdy. My name is Venerated Rot Priest. I'm here to get you some poison.
I love poison. Put poison into my mouth.
You got a shock? No, yeah, they got a 1-1. Okay. So, Scrap Corger only gets oil if it exiles a card in the grave. No thanks, I'm good.
It's
like, I'd block with this idiot, but not like my actual Monodork.
Is it Hex Gold? And that guy doesn't have Toxic, so he needed to do that to kill it with a shock? Is that the idea?
Yeah, I think he wanted this on the table.
Yeah.
Like, enter the God Eternals. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so this is non-creature spell. Alright, so we got oil. Oil Gorger Troll will be ready to go. They could pop their spell bomb. They could also use that spell bomb to put 2 oil counters on a thing. Not that Scamp is like super good with oil. Fun thing about a Rot Priest. Creature you control. So once we've gotten to the point where it's no longer the biggest threat, it still gets to be the biggest threat, like secretly.
Mm-hmm.
Land gets us Oil Troll, which is a body. Most cards in the deck are fine at this point. We're able to use Immobilizer if I want to start working with that. Opponent having a real deep think. You've got it, boss. Show me your combat trick. I want you to burn your combat trick. Thank you. I wanted the combat trick gone because using a combat trick to kill our 1/1 doesn't do anything. Give Scrap Gorger 2 targets. You can hit your own if you really need to. And by need to, I mean have to. Because it's not a May in any way. Okay. Prologue's nice here. It pumps our Drake and pushes along our poison count. Also just sort of cycles. Alright, broke the spell bomb. That's nice. Ah, our opponent was off color. That sucks. Alright, so they're gonna ping us. We've gained some life, so it's not too bad. They're not gonna use the counter on Scamp because they want to be able to cast more Cinder Ravagers. That sucked. Cool. If they want to come in here, I don't believe them. Okay. Yeah, they might be on Tyvars right here. I'm actually okay with Tyvars trading for Oil Gorger Troll. Yeah, I think I'd rather that be used than unused here. Alright, Tainted Observer is going to be nice, both in the fact that it gets us evasion toxic, but it'll also start getting us proliferation. And, like, okay. Sure.
Oh.
Not the outcome.
Just got a 2-for-1 then.
Yeah, not the outcome I expected. I thought they were going to use Tyvar's stand there. Fine by me. So this card doesn't allow itself to proliferate on come in. It's on another creature, so... Ooh. Okay. Let's see if they have it. Okay. By the way, this also does an attack. Alright. If I can avoid it, I don't want to use the final counter on Immobilizer because, you know, we have Proliferate. Okay then. I didn't think we had made it that specifically far. Works. %. 55% dead and 50% dead equals 105%.
I think it's funny that a bunch of Jin-Gitaxias guys give themselves a whole bunch of eyes, but he doesn't need any. He's got 0.
That's the balance out, you know?
Yeah.
You could have them. I've got extras. You know, I don't need them.
I don't need them. I've got alternative ways to see.
All right. Sure. This actually looks nice. Scrap Gorger does it. Scrap Gorger into Observer into Drake Proliferate is actually pretty powerful.
Jin-Gitaxias isn't 10 stories high. That was a statue of him He is tall. That is a thing.
Yeah.
But he's not so tall that he can't wear jeans. He's still able to wear pants.
Yeah, because we saw Jin-Gitaxias in Neon Dynasty.
Yeah.
At a normal size.
Wearing a normal set of pants.
Let me go Raptor here. Raptor can threaten the Orthodox Enforcer. Okay, or not, I suppose. That's fine. That's like an offensive. What? 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 I guess playing around Tyvar's stand instead of attacking for 4? Alright, we're gonna go Tainted Observer. That's Bird. Okay. Chrome Prowler can get in, but that's the only real thing that can get in here. 2 cards left in hand. Okay, just a car, that's fine. I'm just taking 3 here, that's okay. We've got life to spare. I'm not gonna prologue at end step. Prologue is better served. However, I am going to get some oil going. Okay. So prologue is better served, like, pumping our Drake. And I think right now playing our Drake is our best bet. Now, obviously, I don't get the poison proliferate, but I get a little better of a Drake, and that's what I'm after, is trying to power up that. My Armored Scrap Gorger is also secretly a 3/3 right here. That's nice. Because the Proliferate put it on 2, and it can exile our own card for the 3rd one. Obviously only on block, but if they came in with like a 2/1 or something, I would definitely push in. Hell, I might block that Chrome Prowler here.
My opinion on Arena, the sounds that the creature makes when it enters the battlefield should be all of the sounds of their creature type at once.
Full combination.
Yes.
Okay, that's a really good draw.
Oh yeah, when you play a changeling creature, it's just a terrible cacophony.
We'll go Fisher, no Proliferate. Submit to. Okay. So we get their flying blocker off the table. They cycle it, but, you know, that's okay. The counterspell's likely to be not that useful, but, like, I do have, like, the ability to bounce something and try to counter it on the way down. If they, for some reason... Okay. Nifty. Very unlikely to do anything, but I'm gonna hold the counter spell. This is actually good. They die for this. Ah, even better. They super die for this. Okay. Our proliferate game did its job. End with like a 7/7 bird. Actually, that's a drake, not a bird. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, love to walk back and see a hand that actually looks really nice. Ooh. Sorry, brain thinking. Had to walk through a bunch of scenarios in my mind. Now we want the cultivator pop. I'm stealing that. Oh, I'm stealing Glissa so bad. Three mana. Yeah, okay. And that's the end of the game! Thanks for Glissa! You have to play a removal spell on your own, Glissa. The moment I untap, I put up a counterspell. Nothing personnel. Like, what do you do about that? Oil. And we're out. Yeah, I've never seen... I guess you could choose counters other than oil, but,
Oil.
Well...
Oil.
Well... Well...
Makes sense.
The interface when you remove 3 counters with Glissa is fun.
Okay, how many games is that? Okay, you're at 3 wins already? I think I missed another entire game.
Yeah, you missed like a 5-turn game.
I see.
We played... They played Glissa on 3 and I went... That's interesting. And then I played Glissa.
Blue Suns.
I get to start with
Evolving Adaptive, Raptor. Yeah, okay.
If we draw any creature to go in between this... The secret message in my name the entire time. 9 oils. That's a pretty good one. Ooh, missed oil. Okay. You hate to see it. It didn't cost
Experiment 1 is always fun to play with.
Yeah. Remove an oil. Yep, they get a 5 here. Probably a... Yep. Probably the 5 you expect it to be. I actually think this attack was bad now that I've made it. That's okay.
It's not so bad it should lose you anything, though.
No, it just makes me, like, tap a 3-4 or whatever. Okay. If we steal their troll, we do not get come into play effects.
Yeah, no. Well, actually, no, you create a token copy of it if it's 5 or more.
Yeah, if I double steal it, we would, yes.
Yes.
But if we just take it alone, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Or 1 mana?
So most draws are live at this point, so that's fine.
Yeah. Oh, sure! Don't you have to double steal it? Yeah, this is mana value, not power.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay, so you would have to double steal it to steal it in the first place.
Double stealing the fuseling when it's big won't do anything because the second one comes in with, like, you know, 1 counter.
I would absolutely double steal a car, and then I'd give the first car back, so I would just have a free car.
Okay, well up. They're also, like, low on lands here, which is pretty good for them. Like
you hear about the wild story about that you wouldn't pirate a car things, by the way?
That they like,
the music was used illegally.
Yeah.
For those. And also, just in general, that entire ad campaign actually probably caused a notable uptick of piracy.
Sure, whatever.
I wouldn't be throwing that away without a reason for it, right?
No, but...
Not for a scaling threat.
If I do this... Even if they're like +2/+2, I can just flip the Raptor around. It has to be Tyvar's.
Okay.
And if they do nothing, they lose it. So, like, they clearly have something. It can't be Steward, because this says sorcery speed. I hope they're just making a mistake.
It's entirely possible that they missed the sorcery speed on that.
Okay, it's just Tyvar's.
Okay.
It's the one card that lets them 1-for-1 here, which, I'll be honest, I want this card used as quickly as possible, because it also could counterspell me. Very good. Again, I can't flip this to like 3/4, 3/2 to kill this because it's currently indestructible. So I'd rather block as much as I can on the trample this card has.
No, I don't remember when all creature abilities are fast effects. I'm pretty sure there was always at least some point where there was sorcery speed. Some were, not always.
Love to draw a card and get +1/+1.
And have a 3/4 on the board as well.
Yeah, and have a 4/4 and get a tapped land and attack for... Put some damage into the world?
So it's power toughness greater than, right? It's not equal to or greater than?
Yeah, it is specifically.
Uh-oh. I mean, theoretically, that could be another Tyvar's, right?
For 1?
Well, they're untapping a land. Is it for...
Yeah, it would be Tyvar's for 1.
Okay, yeah, but it would still be indestructible, so I guess. But yeah, that makes sense.
Let's just
can't even.
Let's just not do that. Go away.
No blocking. Even if you're gonna combat trick, don't.
That could have just been them using an oil counter to get me to tap a 2/2.
Oh, that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. I get it.
Sure.
Something that's only doable if you've removed an oil counter from a permanent you control this turn.
The thing
Interesting.
The thing that sucks there too is that could have been like obviously they removed an oil counter and they did that, but that also could have been them going for like any number of pump spells. Okay. Hi, Furnace Strider. How you doing? Okay, they didn't give it haze. Finally killing off their Fuseling. This is actually going to be a really good turn.
What's Furnace Rider's mana value?
5.
Okay. So, even better to get than the Troll. Although I guess the Troll does draw a card, but no, it's better to get the more power toughness. Because you'll get a 5/5 and 2 4/5s.
No all haste.
Yeah.
They should remove the counters in response. Also, you know, I get to attack them for so much. Anyway. Time for killing! Alright, go to 3. All threats are lethal. So we're going to use our immobilize. Like, the thing here, too, is that, like, we can immobilize, and bite. Like, there's so many pieces of removal right now for us. And, yeah. Blue Suns. Even if they had used all the oil counters on their Furnace Strider, that wouldn't have stopped them, because the 2 counters we would have got on the copy would have been enough to haste our team.
Blue Sun's Twilight seems pretty dang. Oh, a Sprouting Goblin. What's up?
Yeah, one of
this
my
guy rules.
Yeah, one of my favorite goblins from Dominaria.
Mm-hmm. Green Suns was also good, but Blue Suns is a lot. Blue Suns is a huge swing of board advantage.
Yeah, I don't dislike going like, okay, look, top 6, just slam a creature and slam a, slam a free land. Free land's like free, it doesn't mean anything, but, you know, any creature off top 6 is nice. Okay. We might just cycle Spellbomb to get things moving. Have we ever seen somebody play Black Suns in any of these drafts? Black Suns.
I don't even know what Black Suns does.
Black X, -X, -X. -X to target creature, and then at 5, pick up a creature of X mana cost.
Ah, okay.
So it's like,
yeah, I've never seen that, but
it's like good removal plus, like,
yeah.
Now the card named Deathwind, but at sorcery speed, not Plague Wind. They're reading with a spell bomb. Well. You know. Oh.
Pretty rough. Here's your skull clamp with no draw cards.
You know.
+1, -1, no other text is not exactly the best equipment I've ever seen.
Okay, we can't, we cannot play Oil Gorger Troll and get the draw. So... let's get Tainted Observer going. I might just trade with this. Well, no, I need the oil.
Yeah, if you didn't play the Oil Gorger Troll this turn, then you wouldn't trade. I don't think you trade with it. This guy crushes corn.
Yeah, just this is where you get that crushed corn.
This feels like a new archetype of Gruul creature that they've been doing a bit with like the Arbalestiers in the previous set as well, of just an incredibly versatile set of things that it can do.
Yeah, and as it says, it Nikolau's best creature in the set, basically. Our removal doesn't work. Stealing would be good. I mean, we don't have that option at the moment. I think we're just gonna oil troll for a while.
I need to look at actually what Nicholas does. Give me a moment.
So, Vigilance Menace, +2/+2, destroy target artifact.
Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Okay.
Yeah, I was checking for if it gained reach randomly. Okay. Vigilance Menace. What is this? Sure, burn your trick here. I want your trick burned not on our... Yeah, there we go. That's... burn your trick not saving the Maze Crusher. That's what I'm looking for. Okay.
Bit late for that.
Not too late, though. Because I get to do this.
You can do that and then Mesmerizing Dose or Trawler Drake.
Yeah, Mesmerizing Dose and then try to be winning this just through the poison?
Not sure.
Dose will stop it for a little bit. They're tapped out. So they can use 3 counters to remove the dose, but like they have to do it. That like it's just them spending time is my thought process. Actually going to decline Trawler Drake. And then... So yeah, they can like get rid of the dose, but it will stay tapped for a little bit. Okay. I think this is how we win. Because if they spend 3 mana killing the dose, it doesn't untap the card. And it also burns all their pluses. Or, well... or maybe they already have all the enchantment removal in the world. Okay, I get it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
They're empty-handed now, and we gain 3 life and draw, so it's fine. This is actually going to be just fine. No blocks. Yes, we want Evolving Adaptive to go off first. Okay. Okay, we've got some good threats. So they have the Engraver plus a land to be able to like cycle through some more cards here. So like they're not actually out as much as it looks like. It looks like they're like running out of steam, but they're not really running out of steam here. Okay, so Vigilance plus... Then it's +2/+2 on the remove 2, so we're not going to block here. We're just going to take the hit. So go to 10. See how good their card they drew was. They can loot it if they want, holding it, or they're just going to loot it end step. The sorcery instant. Okay, alright. If they end step try to draw off their land, we get to win the game on the spot.
Having an opportunity to win the game on the spot is always a good time.
Okay, poison. Come on. Okay. That is 2, right? Yep. Crunch! And thus we've dealt with their biggest threat.
Oofa.
So they still
catching them completely off guard with that.
Yeah,
nice.
they still have good amount of mana, 3 cards in hand, ability to cycle. They're not out of it. That was not like guaranteed victory here, but by goodness did that change the makeup of the game. 7 poison even as well, because this does give them a poison counter. So, like, pushes the threat off them. Tapping a blocker here when they're at 7 life can be pretty big. I want them to burn tricks here. They shouldn't be on the offensive at 7 life. Alright. It's 2 blockers down. Perhaps they needed a creature to die? Okay, Hex Gold. That will kill 1. They're still not out of it. They still have 7 power on the board, 1 card left in hand. Okay. That felt real good. Now, what does that put us up to? 5-0. All right, next up. The move there was that our opponent had a 2-mana pump on their creature, so we needed to catch them out, like, tapped low. So them using their sphere opened up just the smallest window for killing them. I think they, like, the fact that, like, things were slow a bunch. That's cool, man. Uh-oh. Okay, yep, Boros aggro. Yeah, it was specifically because if they had 2 mana up, they could have just... Oh, boy. Oh. All right.
There it is again. Oh, at least they can't equip that onto the other one.
Yeah.
Or it dies.
Or dies. Well, block the 1. Do you have it? Do you have guts? You're not supposed to have guts! Okay. Okay, yup, mm-hmm. I think we can stabilize on this. Okay. I think it's possible for us to stabilize.
That does remove 3 power off the board flat.
Because, they can't re-equip.
You can't equip that.
If they play an artifact, they would make their lifelinker like a 3/2. They get equipped, but then it would die end step. I'm playing Troll for 3 life. Like, that's my move next turn, right? Like...
Yeah, you don't have an alternative. You need to stem bleeding, and like, yeah, you don't get the card. The life is more valuable than the card right now.
Yeah, right now
and being a 3/4.
Like, we'll have bite, and we also have a flyer at the ready.
Okay. Yeah, you can stabilize, like you kept saying. Like, it's well, that's actually pretty rough because that's in Menacer. That's going to be a good bite target, is my thought, but you can't do that on the same turn you play Troll.
I could play Cultivator and leave up bite.
Could do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to... Okay.
That could also let you get the oil counter.
That's the reason I did it this way.
So you can do it on equip.
I have to kill that before the artifact came in. I don't think I can wait. We specifically need...
Ripping your second one of these would be ideal.
Yeah. I have fine plays for the next couple turns. The problem is that's a Menacer. So, like...
Yeah, yeah.
Oof. This is fine. That's actually fine.
You can block everything now.
Yes. I'll take a little bit of lumps because, again, menace on this over here. But, like,
yeah,
we have, like, if they all out, we have, like, blocks that just kind of work. They've got one card left. So they're
absolutely could be gas.
If they've got another piece of gas, we still have another piece of fly. So, like, as long as it's not, like, on the pedal right now, I think we can start shifting the game towards us. Okay, what's the outcome of this? The Menacer gets in? Go to 2 or go to 1. Those are our options, right?
Yep.
I think killing the Menacer is more important here.
I'm thinking the same thing. Go to 1 and go to 2 are basically the same.
Yeah.
I would say. And
so we double block
killing the Menacer is more.
And then we can play Quicksilver Fisher, and then we have 2 blockers to 2 blockers. And they can't attack in because our blockers are too big. Alright.
You even have an additional creature.
Good. 100%.
Yep, that was going to happen
that was
every time.
Every time. That was 100. The moment I played the Evolving Adaptive instead of this, it was 100%. It doesn't matter. We're winning without it.
Yep, you don't actually need it. That's the important thing.
So, all right. Yeah, this is non-optional. Okay.
Doesn't change anything. In fact, makes your block better.
So now it forces the Raptor block.
Yeah. They may go for a trick specifically in response. If it's something that grants trample, it might be better to
I don't think
leave it as
I think the trick that's tramples in green, that's the spell bomb. At this stage, we need to simplify the board state in order for us to be able to take full advantage of, like, pressing.
Okay, yeah.
And we are going to need to draw, like, something to push forward. The other problem here, I suppose,
The other troll is what you want.
Yeah, we want the other troll more than anything else. So, this becomes a 3-2. We can trade with Evolving Adaptive. We don't have to trade with the Fisher. So. Okay. Now it's Fisher v. their hand. Land. Well.
That's actually phenomenal.
Time to get in.
That keeps things offline for quite a while.
Yeah, Okay. We need to press if we're going to win.
Yep.
If this game is won, it's because I am putting my opponent to 0 before they draw Volt Charge your face, right?
Any number of things that could do it. Furnace Strider.
Furnace Strider's a hasty creature, which is very. It's also bigger than anything on our board. So we don't die to this. The reason I attacked is because we have a blocker. The problem is actually not this attack. This attack is annoying but fine. Like, I'm annoyed I have to chump. Please equip your other barbed.
Why would they do that?
It would be very bad to do so, so I want them to take that action.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair, but they're like never gonna do that.
Yeah, okay, fine. So the actual problem is now that the Furnace Strider represents a possible hasted creature off the top. I think I'm attacking still.
You want to win the game, right?
Like, if they draw any creature, we die. But if I play defense here, it won't work because the Immobilizer isn't infinite.
Yeah.
So I need to attack and hope for a couple turns of dead draws. They have 7 lands, 22 in deck, and none in grave. So their deck is probably 9 in 22 or 10 in 22 for land draws. We just gotta hope. If they draw a creature, they draw a creature. That's fine. All right.
That's start of combat. They didn't draw a creature.
All right. So force the trade. They want to simplify as well. Ooh, did they draw a combat trick? Okay. Ooh. The plan hasn't changed, I don't think.
If only you could get both of them tapped.
I know.
Like, it'd be so good because then you could just steal it next turn.
The problem is, like, I can't, like, if I don't attack here, like, they still have a lethal threat that I have to trade on the attack with.
Yeah. So the only difference is just that you just don't get the 4 damage in if you don't attack here.
Yeah, and the time says I need to do this. All right.
Yeah.
Just don't, again, no creatures. Draw land off the top, please.
Okay, no, they
Hold on. We're hyper dead.
Yep. Yeah, you're ultra dead. You're screwed. You have no chance of survival. Make your time, etc.
Mega death. Yeah. Okay. I feel quite good about the way I piloted on this one. Like, I find it obviously very funny that we discarded the Blue Suns, but it's like, of course, that's how it's gonna, that's just the karma of the universe working its way.
Didn't even call it out this time.
I know.
But, like, you were saying it in your mind, and that means you knew that that's what was gonna happen.
Yes.
You called it out
I
without saying it aloud.
Yeah. I was trying to, like, not kill myself by saying it, but I can't, that's... Yeah, this looks fine. We got 2s, we got 3s, we got flyers. We got a lot of flyers. Alright, we got taking a damage.
Got lots of people flying red tonight.
Yeah. We got Gruul. Okay. That's pretty good. The way we're winning this is going to be just like the fissures at the end, like going over the head. The fact that they didn't engraver scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, like their entire hand is fine.
5
really?
cards, and they're like, nah, we can't upgrade. Like that, you got it. Like, if your hand's that good, uh-oh,
Probably was just a perfect curve out, like land 4, land 5, right? Like, that's got to be it.
We're going to get Trawler Drake going here. I wanted to fit Cultivator in, too, to try to get towards Fissures, but at least Raptor blocks Plague Nurse. Okay, alright, they're going to spend their Scamp. Hit us 17. Their hand's seriously still perfect. Uh-oh. If they have the 5/5 Vigilance that deals the damage to everything, we just get deleted. And they get like a busting rank S, I think.
That's exactly what they have. They're hoping you're going to block here, and then they're just going to try and wipe your board. That's exactly what they're going to do.
Let's at least trade. Okay. That creature was dying after combat no matter what there. Do you have it, though?
They just have more removal, but they're...
Okay. We have to sack this to see if we draw land here. That's a very poor draw. They're on 1 card in hand. Ooh, okay. Uh-oh. Alright, I need you to tap out for a spell pre-combat. Can you do that for me? Thanks. Oh god, we needed that.
That was among the best possible things that could happen there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you have a 3/3.
Yeah, now we have a 3/3 that can only attack the Plague Nurse. Of course, I have to take 3 here.
Yeah, which sucks, but it's what you got.
Right. Boil up. Because if I block and trade and don't lose the Drake, then we're just out of the game. Perfect. Alright. We're stabilizing again.
Yep, you're scaling up. And that's the advantage that this
They
deck
still
has.
have the Engraver to be able to perfect draws, but they no longer can get us in combat on this board. They lose too much to do so. We also can't Skyfisher again next turn. That damage really hurts. Huh.
It sure fucking does, huh, buddy?
Why'd they pre-combat that?
I don't know.
Post-combat, they could have caught us a lot more off guard. I think it's this.
Yeah, make your trades as best you can.
Yeah, we leave him with Engraver, and that's the only one I can not kill here. Quick doing math to see if I can do like better blocks based on the Anchor Plate Golem dying. No, not really. Alright. Okay. This is a 6-drop, by the way.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Red-green card with its only keyword being Vigilance.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we got a chump with Rodvine. And then we got a chump with Quicksilver. And then we got a chump with... Okay, I need to... That's a surprising discard. That's a guaranteed 2 damage on this turn. I would have probably just played that. Anyway. So I need to draw...
Only 5 cards in Magic that are red-green and grant or have Vigilance.
Okay, here's the win con.
Who of them are from this set?
We block and, oh yeah, the other, the 3 mana 4/4.
Miglas.
Miglas
Yeah.
has the Corn Crusher.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of the game.
That's first strike and trample. You're dead.
That's we're dead.
Yep.
Damn it.
You can't do shit about that.
Yeah. So my thought process was my line here was that we draw a 7th land and they play some sort of like big creature, and then we just steal it and make a copy, and that's enough to get us out. Looked away. We're at 3. Yeah. We did a little bit of stumbling at 3 mana, and our opponent played a Lord, which turned all their 1-power creatures into much larger threats, which took us from being in like a standstill to being extremely dead.
For what it's worth, the other 3 are Arlen Cord, Rurik Thar, and the Unbad, and Samut, Voice of Dissent.
Okay, yeah. Samut has it because Samut has a tap ability that needs to be used.
Yeah, like, and it's untap. It's tap, untap another target creature, and that does cost white. So her color identity technically is Naya.
Yeah, and then the vigilance on Rurik Thar is designed to make Rurik Thar always be in combat every turn.
Yes, and the vigilance off of Arlinn Kord is because her +1 there is it's a protection ability as well.
Yes,
where she gets the vigilance, keeps the creature around that attacks.
Put you in jail for now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. We drawing that forest pretty well recovers us. Opponent's got a lot of toxic for a for these color combinations here. Is the red a splash then? Or is the blue the splash? Excellent jokes.
One thing's for sure. The green is not a splash. Oh, permanent with Noil counter. Nice. That kicks ass. This card's much better than it first reads and already read pretty good.
Yep.
This feels like it's one of the green commons that makes this deck work.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons that Gruul ends up being a really... I'm sorry, what the hell is this?
The Mind Splice Apparatus.
This is nothing. This is a fake... this is a blank piece of digital cardboard.
The beginning of your upkeep, put an oil counter on it. It's in sorcery spell to cast cause... Oh, fuck this thing. I hate this.
Yeah, but we're limited. Like, what are you...
Yeah, you're not going to make a huge use of this, but it's just... I hate it.
Yeah.
It's like on 1, it's already making things a lot cheaper. And then on 2 and up, it's like, that's one of the most extreme discounts on those I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It would make fucking Blue Sun's Twilight amazing.
That'd be really funny.
So I have a feeling that blue is actually the splash based off of that being there. I feel like that was them including that, and they have like a bunch of burn spells or something. Either that or red is the splash for the opposite reason, where they grabbed a bunch of blue instants and sorceries.
All their instants or sorceries are... I want to see, like, just a hell combo where they just slam, like, a sun at us, right?
Yeah.
Well, that costs
that
one
already
mana.
only cost green, and that's it. Again, I immediately hate this thing.
I think it's a nothing in limited.
Yeah.
But it's very funny.
Of course, that's part of it, though. That's part of why I hate it.
It can pay for X's.
Yeah, reduce cost on those pays for X's.
You choose X and then it locks, and then it goes okay, yeah. -3.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I am actually kind of scared of whatever Sun's Twilight they want to play here, because it would be very strong.
Green Suns for my deck.
Yeah. Whatever Red Sun's Twilight does, let me see if what
destroy X artifacts.
Oh, okay, that's the bad one. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously that can be a huge blowout, but it's incredibly specific when it is.
Whatever this trade is, I'm fine with it. A 1-drop? Is that your real color?
I think that, all right, my first guess must be it then. The blue is the splash.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's no way they're playing a 1-drop off their splash.
Yes. You don't do that, especially a 1-drop this, like...
This low impact.
Well, yeah, this is not...
Not that it's a bad card, it's just low impact. It's something you wouldn't splash for.
Putting a 3rd color in your deck is a cost, and that cost is... Oh, man, that's a nice draw. In the sense that Quicksilver Fisher fixes it.
Yeah.
Alright, and I still have up my
I mean, that's a way to win this game.
Yeah, let's just play flyers. Let's just play 4-power flyers against you. I'll pass. Alright. Their spells are currently at -6, for instance, in sorceries. I need a payoff. I need to see, like... I don't think Fireball exists in this set.
I feel like Fireball existing in this set is something like they would avoid doing specifically because that card exists over there.
Or do it because it exists. Shit.
It's one of the two. Like,
come on, Blue Suns for $1 million.
And just Blue Suns for steal everything.
We have a counterspell for Blue Suns. That's fine.
This is weird. I feel like they might be doing straight 3-color.
Yeah, the double blue there.
Yeah, this feels greedy of a deck.
Yeah, the white one is Martial Coup.
Okay, they did choose to discard that mountain, so maybe it's possible that red is the splash and they are playing a 1 off of it, but it's just like I don't know why anyone would do that.
I wasn't supposed to do that there because that was combat.
What is Serum Snare from this? From the compression over here, it does.
So the blue one bounce non-land proliferated if it was 3 or less mana.
Gotcha.
So it allows us to save something of ours from dying from a removal spell, or like bounce a fight spell, or and proliferate. So
did it say permanent or creature?
Non-land permanent.
Okay, that's a way to get the more tapping off of your thing as well.
Yeah, well, it also proliferates, so like.
Yeah. I was thinking like I'm not saying do this, but if you do Trawler Drake, that's 2 counters off of it. Plus, you proliferate it off of the snare, make it a 4/4 kind of thing.
Yeah, that could be an end step play.
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna bounce the apparatus? I'm never touching this card. It doesn't do anything. The outcomes for this card are it literally has no effect, or they play Blue Sun Zenith for 23. Both those outcomes sound really funny, so I'm just gonna let it happen.
Yeah.
Like, there's just a million counters on this thing. Maybe they play Jace's Silex and remove 10 counters off it? Sure. I think I am going to pick up Tamiyo's Immobilizer.
There's things for you to tap again. Like, you tap the Drake, I guess, and then... the Fisher? Sorry, I don't know.
Oil. Also... oil... I'm just going to start punching him with the flyers. And then I'm going to play Bright Branch Stalker.
It forces them to activate the Mantis each time. Not that they weren't going to, but okay.
Counters on Mind Slice. I'm gonna tap the flyer. If they want to come in, they're allowed. Okay, so we get to double block on Tyrannix with this friend. Holy shit. Okay. Opponent's at 10. Pretty sure I'm on all out. This forces blocks. Obviously, we lose our 3-1 to the 1-1, but, like, that's okay.
It doesn't actually prevent you from killing them next turn.
Yeah, well, the big thing is that with Tamiyo's Immobilizer here, having our big Tumble Magnet, like, them losing 2 creatures is super bad. All right.
I mean, yeah, they're just dead on board right now, basically, because you just tap their 4/3 flyer.
Yeah.
Like...
All right, come on. Come on. No!
We'll never see why they include that in their deck.
I wanted to see Green Suns for 20. Fireball for 1 million, yeah.
1 million damage.
So yeah, this card's very funny.
It's a cost reducer for instants and sorceries, which is significantly more relevant when you have a control over how many instants and sorceries are in your deck, preferably.
Yep, that is correct. Because like if we take a look at what they have, it's like, okay, here's a card it doesn't affect. Here's a creature.
You did exile most of their deck from their grave.
Yeah, but they're all creatures. Like this is the only card they played that was in their sorcery all game. So. Yeah, God has Flash, which means you can end step it and still leave up stuff. It's a lot more of a constructed card. All right, that ends us at
Oh, that was that 7-2?
Oh no! Oh no! Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I thought that ended us at 7-2.
Nah, one more either way.
All right, final game. Whew, this has been a lot. Yeah, okay. Keep. Kind of like what we're looking at here. Rory. What's Cat doing? Maybe we just poison them out this game? Alright, we're fighting a Bitter Blossom.
Yep.
Alright. This is how we're fighting
a ground-based Bitter Blossom. All you need to do is have a creature with more than 1 toughness and block every turn. But
well, I mean, I'm just gonna push flying. Okay.
Well, you don't have any. The only way you can get rid of that is with the bite, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah, and X-Entry seems like it's a pretty good Banisher Priest, so I'm not surprised it's a construct a playable card.
This sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I can double block the sentry, but, like, there's no way.
Yeah, they have something. They've got something.
They have +2/+2 draw card is the problem here.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then kill the one that even if they do it, it dies. I don't know.
Neither of them die to it. Bouncing it is like the most useless thing I could do in my life because, like, it just comes back down. I'll block like this. If they have the trick, I lose my Evolving Adaptive, but I think it's +2/+2 draw card. Oh, I thought you meant bounce as in, like, literally play my card that has bounce on it. They still have 4 cards in hand. You okay?
Yeah, okay.
You okay?
This is a
Yeah,
very focused deck. It's going to just kill the shit out of you.
Yeah, we're having a day. Well, sometimes your final game is. Oh. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Sometimes.
Blue Sun's Twilight stealing the Annex Sentry, by copying the Annex Sentry,
And getting rid of the Bladed Ambassador.
getting rid of the Annex Sentry.
Okay. All right. Yeah, have a might. That's fine. We're taking 1,000,000 poison or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the damage because we're at 11. I know they get lifelink, but they're getting lifelink regardless. The mites are toxic. Creatures with toxic get lifelink. Alright, play a big creature. 6, tap out.
Yes!
Alright. Very good.
Is Blue Sun's X+1?
Oh shit, it's a 6.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. X+1 is only on Green Suns, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only on green.
Well, okay. Here's the thing: you can still profit off of this. You can still get rid.
No, because this is opponents.
Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, we can tap it, right? Like we can tap it down.
Yeah, yeah. So that's not that big of a deal. You can tap it down until next turn where you can steal it, basically.
Yeah, problem is we go to 3.
Yeah, that's rough, but what's your alternative? Stealing something that doesn't do anything? Really? They only have one thing that can even block this two things that can even block this turn.
If we stole Annex, we would steal Annex, steal Bladed Ambassador, tap the Apostle, and then yeah, the problem is we wait a turn, we're taking 6, and then we're dead on the full crackback on board. How do we get out of this? In my mind, I keep thinking this is power rather than mana cost, but that's why I keep making that mistake on it. Okay. So now we need to draw Proliferation. Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Catch them while they're tapped out. Alright.
You're out of oil on that, so I'm tapping.
We need to draw the bounce spell here. of the tricks with Skrell's Hive is that Skrell's Hive looks like a Bitter Blossom, lose a life, make a 1/1, but it also just like gives all the 1/1s and all your other creatures lifelink. Which, oh my god. Excellent. Oh, they didn't get the perfect kill on us.
It didn't get both 10 poison and 0 life. Dang.
Yeah.
Double kill is
had to
always an
try.
impressive thing to pull off.
Anyway, that one went really well. 6-3. Quite happy with that one. This was a really, like, I before this, I wasn't really sure what the heck you'd be doing with, like, even, obviously you can look at here. It's like, oh, look, proliferating poison. Okay. But, like, evasion was a pretty important piece of what we had going on.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And, like, went 6-3 still. It was solid. That's very solid run.
That's one off a finish, so. Here's White Suns, the best Twilight.
Yeah, it's ridiculously good.
Marshall
7 mana,
like, okay,
destroy everything, get 5 1/1s that kill in 2 hits.
Also gain 5 life.
Yeah, also gain 5 life.
Just in case. Actually, that's fine. I can just hit.
It's gonna be funny how much like the best answer to White Sun's Twilight is also White Sun's Twilight.
So
also,
So here was there was a question earlier of what our opponent was splashing when they had a non-red.
They were playing mono white but still had 3 other colors. And it was probably Atraxa. Because that's a lot. Another instance of where out of all of these keywords, if you remove Death Touch from it, it could be mono white.
It's also, this is like Grizzlebrand.
Yeah. It
like, did you know this card is like secretly Grizzlebrand?
What's a battle? They've actually not revealed any battles yet. It's a new card type for March of the Machines. Almost certainly March of the Machines. Not clear yet.
Tracks in my first 1 draft with like a 1 every game it landed. I don't, unless you're dying like literally the second it's played, you're not losing that game. But, yeah.
What battles likely are is a card that is supposed to represent like current times, because sagas represent the past. So
yes, this is.
They wanted to have something of, all of the planes are currently getting invaded by Phyrexia, right? We want to have, this is the invasion of Theros card, and that's that's a battle, right?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Rats.
Yeah, they probably realized, hey, it would be really useful to have a card type that defines a period of time that isn't thousands of years ago in the distant future.
All right, you get a boon with when you cast your next Phyrexian creature spell.
Man, Phyrexian Fleshgorger, this card is an ass beating. Yeah. Trust me. That card is
Ooh, Entomber Exarch. Yeah, Fleshgorger.
There is no ward that feels more like painful to pay than that one. That is a lot.
Obliterator, Rager,
Obliterator.
Provoker.
Yep.
So when it says like draft a card from it, it's like it gives you 3.
It's Discover.
It's Discover,
right?
It's Discover, yeah. But this is like the Discover list.
Yeah.
Hex Gold Sledge. This one's funny. It comes with a Rebel, but it also comes with Goblin Cavalier.
I want there to be a for Mirrodin card of that one those 2 pages in Fist of North Star with the 3 guys holding the giant sword.
Okay.
This is the worst part about Alchemy, and I think we've beaten this to death at this point, is that there's too many cards to keep in mind in Alchemy, because every card that like has a spell book or
right.
drafts. Just there's too many cards that it can pull out.
15, I think, was way too big of a
Yeah.
like that mental list for me is impossible. Like I could like try and like okay, let's come up with a way to remember all these, and I would not be able to tell you what all the cards were.
That's on top of the fact that there's been more product of Magic in the past 3 years than there was like the past 7 years before it.
This one has like a neat stipulation, like giving the like. You know,
oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, if you start, that feels like something that could be done in Paper Magic. Honestly.
Yeah. There are cards that refer to it. Gemstone Caverns.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let me just check on that again.
And this is also
if you're not the starting player, yeah, you can put that onto the battlefield by itself. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's like that's just something that honestly makes sense, giving the player who starts even though the player who starts second draws the card, they are still eternally a bit on the back foot compared to the person who started. So
yeah. This is like an impulse that you get to like sit on all three until it's relevant. And then this wild card.
Oh wow! All right, yeah.
Davriel, right? I think only has that low of a card, but it's not even. That one's not even cards. I think that's just like contracts or whatever Davriel does. Anyway, this is like a FTK that checks if you have no non-basics in deck.
Deals 3 damage to any target. Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Kingo Dome. I mean,
yep.
You know, so.
5 mana 4/4 flyer that in
this
mono
is
red deck.
And this is the kind of thing that when I say these cards weren't made for limited, this is the shit that I mean.
Yeah, because this card.
Okay, cool. This is the most stupid card. Like, yeah, you know what my 4/4 my air elemental needs? Like a removal spell attached
lightning
to it.
bolts.
Yeah, bolts.
Yeah. Literal lightning bolt attached to this. I guess aside from it being sorcery speed, but still.
Yeah. The one that made gates. Yeah, but that one was just like a weird way to fix. Like, I mean, I get it. Like that one had like just like it was basically conjure a plains, island, forest, mountain, or swamp, but except they were the gates that were. I don't even remember the abilities on those. Oh my god. But yeah. Anyway, that's it for Magic today. That was good. And we had I enjoyed both drafts. Our first one fell over, but I liked the deck that it was trying to be.
It's fun where like okay, if you average out you average out that 7-6, which means it's a completely average number of wins losses.
I'll take it.
But 1-3 and 6-3 actually gets you more rewards than 3-3 and 4-3, I think. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember. I think 3-3 is like the jump between 3 and 4 is.
It's big. It's big.
Yeah. Anyway, that's gonna be it. Thank you all for joining. Thanks, Doc, for jumping on in.
No problem. I enjoy doing it.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to catch more, you can always follow, subscribe. Tomorrow is more Dragon Warrior Wednesday. It is the end of 3, which is to say we already finished Dragon Warrior 3, but that game has some post game we're gonna check out. And then hopefully Thursday's more Live, and Friday more Slay the Spire. So anyway, thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.
See ya.